one of the big things we talk about on here on the podcast is we like to talk about traditions. We like to talk about things that, they've done them 1,000 times at other schools, and we don't really know a lot about Mississippi State's traditions. So can you give us a couple?
Uh, Cowbells is
Yeah,
obviously the
we know
biggest.
about that one.
Cowbells are the biggest thing. Every single pregame, they actually play the clip from SNL with Will Ferrell.
Uh,
So that is like always played during pregame. They changed it up to a different one, I think with like Jimmy Fallon, I think recently. When I went in, I think it was 2020, I went to the Mississippi State Arkansas game. Actually on the Arkansas side of things, which was really weird, but to Davis Wade. Um, they had changed it, I want to say, from the original like SNL clip to a different one, I want to say. But they love that. Um, the obviously the famous Maroon Band is huge in Starkville, so that's going to be the university band. They spell out state. That's one of the biggest things is they run out onto the field, they spell out state. And so we would do a pregame with them. Some girls I know had to like sprint a whole football field in like 30 seconds. Don't I was lucky enough I did not have to do that. I was thankfully always towards the end. So I lucked out in that regard. I'm trying to think of other specific game day traditions because cowbells is what we are known
I'm
for.
I'm a little shocked you haven't mentioned the live mascot. Is it Bully? Is that his
Oh,
name?
Bully. Yes. Okay. Bully and oh gosh, I don't even know because Jack just retired, who was the last live mascot. I don't even
Mm,
know the son that took over for him off the top of my head, but I have met the trainer for the live
mm.
mascots. She is really great. They are always very, very sweet. Um, I know my favorite little fact, and it's like I feel bad for saying this with UGA fans because I know Uga is not the most physically strong at times. And
Shots fired.
he has a very nice doghouse. All I remember is from my freshman government class, my professor would bring in the live mascot every single semester to his class. And one thing he would always bring up, he's like, oh, if it was a dog fight between Bully and Uga, Bully would win because Uga is so inbred for the white coat.
Mhm.
Probably not so much anymore,
That
I
checks
wouldn't.
out.
But
Uga does look like he's about two cheeseburgers away from a massive coronary. So I
hey,
mean,
I would love to be Uga in Athens if I was over there. I want to scooch on into that air conditioned ice box of a doghouse. That sounds great. But Bully did stand on the sidelines, along with our mascot, like suit mascot, Bully as well. But they just added in another live, not live mascot as in like a dog, but one of the costumed up ones. They have Bully and I think Belle. So they have
that makes sense.
girl bulldog and a boy bulldog now. And they also ride. So Bully does have a doghouse. The mascot does, and he rides it in during pregame, typically, is what
That's
he'll
pretty
do.
cool.
Mhm.
You guys have any
So
tailgating traditions? Because I know at least for us at Bama, tailgating is a whole experience. It's a big thing. And I think that's the same across any SEC school is, when I lived up north and worked with Big Ten schools, they were just amazed at the pageantry of our tailgating, whereas theirs is very like go out, smash beers, put some brats on the grill because it's cold. We don't really have that, but we have this very big like pageantry of
Oh yeah.
tailgating. So I'd love to know more about what tailgating is like in Starkville.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely, I don't know if it's as big as Bama, but you definitely have people, they're like, this has been my family's tailgating spot for decades. I lucked out my last 2 years being on dance. We had like a dedicated person that would go out and they would set up our spot literally to the right of the bully statue, which is like right when you're walking up to the stadium. So we lucked out on a really nice spot. But people have their spots and they've had them for decades and they go out there so early, if not the night before, to set up. I mean, they got their plasma screen TVs, they decorate them to the nines. I know even our dance moms would like put on themes to our tailgate tent week after week. Like I think my very last game at Davis Wade, they did like a fair theme and like they had like a whole fair wheel, like Ferris wheel, like built in the decorations. It was wild. So definitely intense still, but it's more definitely like my family's been here for decades. We've always gotten the same tailgate spot for when I talk to people, and obviously have the fraternities and sororities that like to scope out their spots and everything as well. But it's definitely, I've noticed it's definitely familial traditions for sure. Played a hand in that.
You know, I
Well,
was,
we
it's
kind of.
funny.
Oh, sorry, Wes.
No, you're good. I forget what game it was last year, but it was a night game. It must have been on ESPN because I think it was Chris Fowler calling it, and he was talking with the Mississippi State. I believe it was their AD, and he was talking about, we were talking about mascots earlier, and he was talking about the mascots and Bulldog mascots, and he mentioned, and he probably shouldn't have phrased it this way, but that the Mississippi State Bulldog was the lesser known Bulldog, and the AD took a great offense to that, and like in the booth on
As
the
he
spot.
should.
And yeah, I was gonna say, if he would have said it to me, the same reaction. So yeah, it is kind of funny. Similar mascots, but definitely different. So
Oh, very
yeah,
much so. I just say we're really nice.
yeah.
Really nice in Starkville.